choke. This ain't no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55, what's goody? Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on the hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. The mother shows spread fake news. We just call them broadcast. West, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dr. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he don't want no small fries. Tell them they better make them biggie. Yeah, you already know what we be on. We got the crown, we hold the throne. We throw them L's and you take them home. When they ring the bells, you know that it's home. The bar set, we setting the tone. If we set it, then set it in stone. Sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
All right, let's get everybody in order. Everybody in the house. Sorry, that was kind of a melodramatic drop in. Listen, guys, ain't nothing that can hold us down today. We are finally cloud free. This is the Cardinals. I'm overwhelmed, honestly, because even though this came out much earlier in the day, I've talked to a bunch of people today. Woo! Hang that banner, baby. We're back, coming to you live from the Fitness Market Studios North. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wallman. And before you say, the banner is from a different scandal, eat my...
Hey, I don't give up what year it was from. It happened. We were there. I sprained my ankle getting tickets to it.
Absolutely. And today, here's our co-host.
I ran a 4.240 to get there.
He really did. Shawn Barber.
Hopefully I'll be on the whole time, but how's it going?
Hey, it's working.
That's what she said.
The ultimate V, Shawn Barber.
He should have his own, the V show.
He should. He should be on. Bob should have him on as a guest. The notorious Higgy Higgy 2 Snacks.
Hello.
Okay, good. We can't hear him today. And last but not least, Joe Wallman in the building.
Did it change my name on there? Do you see it?
I don't see your name, but it's...
Damn it. I changed it to IARP free is my name right
and
now.
that's basically what this is going to be.
I think you should have played the New Day music on the intro.
I can't. I have been pinged on our show for copyright infringement every single time I've tried to play a song that was not mine. So
even if you say I do not own the rights,
yeah,
that's stupid.
Yeah, I had that fire intro. Hold on, and I'll get to the chat line here in a second. This intro right here, and it's gonna be a little bit loud, but it got about and immediately that it said, "Would you may not monetize this video? Would you like to leave the video in and not get no money, or would you like to just mute the entire song out?" And I'm like, "Well, God, dog, I'll just mute the entire song out." Yes, Brian, we're still celebrating Cardinal. Yo, Jay, Michelle, hey, let us know what I was gonna try to feed that in. That sometime, like the last game, he didn't start till 30 minutes after. Today he went right after. I knew that was going to happen. Brian McGlasson says, "Are we officially on Caleb Foster flip watch?" I don't. West End Wayne, what's good? Good day for the Cards. Rick, what's up, guys? I'm glad it's over after 5 years. Listen, here's how
like 3 jobs ago for me.
This is how long it's been. My nieces were all innocent little girls
in elementary school.
They're in
high school now.
Higgy had never got any.
Nope. Shawn still hasn't.
Shawn had never. Oh, wait a minute. He still has.
So it's like instead of it's a new day, it's the same day. Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Fabian says it might be a long year. College.
What did you say?
Fabian says it might be a long year.
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, it might be, but look, guys, this is what I want y'all to remember. When you all get on there and see those Sour Patch Kids, hi Faha, hi Irv. When you see hi Rashawn, when you see guys like that just get down on every single thing, yes, it's going to be a long year. He told us it will. Did you not listen to the press conference? It will get worse before it gets better.
You know, Ethan
And
Moore's starting to get like that too. He was pretty bad after. No, I can't.
What? Where was? Oh, he told us in the introductory press conference, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And this is what he meant. There ain't been nothing worse in these last two games, exhibition games. Do I need to wait for the videos tonight? Ben, just watch the show. Sorry, he knows we're doing a show and he's asking me questions in the private chat. But yeah, it's going to be a long year. But you know what? This team is a team that can get better every week. And I feel like they will get better every week. Master Yoda said, "What's up, CSZ fam? Go Cards." Absolutely. Just hang a banner that says 2013 National Champs with it, with no NCAA on it. Everybody knows it happened. Going to be a long season. I'm cool with that. Matt says, if we win 13 games, I'll be shocked. I still have us winning the amount I said at the beginning of the season. Look, what we have to, first off, we got to put our egos aside a little bit and look at this roster from top to bottom and just flat out say that half these kids would not be playing at Louisville if no cloud was over the program. It's just that plain and simple. But they're here. We will support them. We will cheer for them. And KP is going to do his best. I mean, everybody ready to fire him after. I mean, it still doesn't. There's still no difference. We're still 0-0 for the people that were like, well, if we beat Chaminade, you're probably going to say we're 1-1. No, we've won no games. We've lost no games officially. This game was an improvement over the first game, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I want to go IARP first, and then we'll talk about it. This team was 13-19 last year. That's not changing overnight. Nope. Cardinal, absolutely. Yes, they will get better each week. Lack of effort from Curry is concerning too. And again, we'll talk about the exhibition here in a minute. I haven't even opened the show though properly. Excuse me. Chat line's open, obviously. Underneath me is how you can support the show monetarily. Underneath Joey, Shawn, and Higgy is how you can follow us on all of our social medias for the website. If this team was 23 or 24 games, like you said, my man, then KP deserves a lifetime contract in year one. I thought I said 22. I don't think I said 23 or 24. Let's give KP a full. Give him a chance. I mean, my God, y'all. Our society these days, and I know y'all didn't come here for a TED Talk, but our society these days is so impatient. Sometimes I wish social media didn't exist, and then I'm like, well, then I wouldn't have met any of you awesome people. So, okay, Arlo, you know what you're talking about. Gosh, I don't even have like a moderator to. Oh, I do. Later. And add the block list in the chat. Okay, so that's just somebody trying to get us riled up and yeah, microwave, just big old titty babies. That's all it is. Big old titty baby.
You blocked the whole chat.
Huh? No.
Okay, cool. Because as soon as you did that, my chat went away. Now it says
it's
I'm
invalid. I'm still getting comments, so I don't know. We have to give people time, as Jeremy also said about Satterfield. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I have no idea why I blocked you because it only says Arlo Sunshine. So unless you were Arlo, you've not been blocked.
It says mine's blocked as well.
Well, I can't do anything about that. People are still commenting. Not sure why you can't see it. It's year one, not year four. Everything is going to be fine. KP is going to do great things. Absolutely, Steven. Michelle, I bet some of these fans have given their baby mom a chance after chance, but hard on KP. Girl, I seen what you said the other day, and as much as I hated seeing you get all in the trenches, you were right, Brian. Hey, what's good, Brian? Weston Wayne says, you fools talking that smack about KP knows nothing. He is a home run. He is a home run higher. Like that's all it is. And that's all it's ever going to be. I'll see if I can try to fix y'all stats for you. Can you all see the, maybe if I put them up on the side there, y'all can see them. I have no idea why y'all can't see them. I literally only blocked one person. And everybody else's comments are coming through. But really quick, before we get the show started, tonight was supposed to be our preseason. We were supposed to talk about this was supposed to be our tip-off show. Peyton Siebel was supposed to be here, Boo Brewer. Then we realized there was an exhibition game tonight. And then we realized it was the day of the IARP. So we're scheduled them for next week before the first game. Absolutely. And we'll get them in here one way or the other. Let's jump in. Michelle says, let's talk about the relief we are feeling. Y'all tell me what y'all are feeling right now. Y'all have the chat room there. Y'all can talk. Can y'all see the comments on the side of y'all now?
Yeah, I mean, like 2 or 3 at a time. I can't scroll through them like we could, but
I can barely hear you, but that's because you were.
I forgot I had my microwave.
I said from the jump, we're going to take some lumps, but they will fight. Absolutely. KP made a comment about the team overcoming last year's mess. There's a lot of truth to that. Big mental hurdle, plenty of room to go. For sure. And look, it's not going to happen. All y'all people that psyched yourselves up. And look, for those people that want to be like, well, Jeremy, you said when we got KP, we were going to get 5-star after 5-star after 5-star. Yeah, but I didn't say it was going to be instantly. I said it was going to happen. And I still truly believe once his first recruiting class is filled out, y'all are going to be impressed. I was talking to a couple of my constituents last night, right before I was informed when it was confirmed to me what the punishment was going to be. And they were saying that the negative recruiting was way worse than I ever thought. Like one kid had told him that 90% of the schools recruiting against them to him, their recruiting pitch was don't go to Louisville. And that's just stupid. That's ridiculous. But like I said, let's jump in. No ban. Pretty much exactly what I've been telling y'all all summer since I got since I had somebody tip me off about July. The only thing they were wrong about is that we did not get any scholarship reductions. However, I do believe that we aren't using 2 of our scholarships this year. Is that correct, Shawn?
I believe so, because Hershey's a walk-on, so he would have that would have been somebody that might have used a scholarship. Instead, we took Hershey as a walk-on, and then if somebody else is walk-on, I think we wouldn't have had. We would have used a scholarship on.
So I think they're just taking all that into consideration. The fine was a lot smaller than expected. 2 years probation. You've seen a lot of clowns that were like, "That's all they're getting." Yeah, because we've got in any other field where you're being punished for something, you get credit for time served. Even prisoners get credit for time served. So, and we have felt sort of like prisoners underneath this. I feel like this is going to have an immediate effect on recruiting. I feel like we're going to see some pops, and we just got a great. We got a 4-star who probably will be a 5-star by the time he gets on campus. TJ Robinson, is that his name?
Yes.
Okay. Whew. Thought I was going to screw that one up. I know I was told last night at least one recruit that was awaiting on the decision. Basically, even though, now look, I don't want to give too much away of what I was told, but basically I think we are all under the impression that we may get screwed even if everything was done fairly, and everything was done fairly. TJ, the point guard. Even last night, after I was told what they expected was going to happen, they were like, "But you know that 1-year ban is just. There's been more people reporting it, so this kid is like, if we get the ban this year, he's going to come. But if he's not, if they ban us next year, he's going to stay with the school that he's at. So I feel like he's going to be and I think Steve, I'm not telling Steve anything else because I told Steve that yesterday and he teased it today on the show. So I'm not telling him nothing else. But yeah, I expect us to make an immediate impact on recruiting. The Coach Pitino presser you brought up, Michelle, you could tell that he was hurt, but he was extremely happy for the results. I was extremely happy to see him. You know, he pulled for the reinstatement of the banner and the championship victory. Glad he could move on. But we got to stand beside KP, man. There's way too much negativity going on right now, and the man has not even coached an official game yet. Yeah, Cardinal makes it perfect. That's perfect. Some fans act like we didn't just go through 5 years of HE quadruple letter hockey sticks for sure. Michelle said, "I'm just glad it's over with." I appreciate what Rick said in his presser. I appreciate what Chris Mack came out with some tweets that were very supportive and positive. This is a huge burden off everybody's shoulders. Yeah, Coach Mack was a class act on Twitter. Not only were competing schools sabotaging our recruiting, but I'm sure KP and staff had to change their whole pitch. Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. Again, you got to stand beside KP. So much negativity. We have 2 banners to hang. You can't forget the 2012 Final Four banner. I just have in my notes a quick recap on Lenore Ryan. We lost. It sucked. KP don't have to be. You can be disappointed and then not call for the head coach's head. Chaminade tonight, I think, and I'll ask each of you all your opinions. Looked better against Chaminade. There's still an issue on the court where we're not getting the ball down to our big man, feeding them to him, and them putting it in the basket. But Kamari Lands, I think they said we were plus 17 when he was on the floor tonight. I'm not really sure. I mean, I know what that means, but I have really expected a lot more out of him than we've seen in these 2 games. And again, I'm not going to go crazy. It's been 2 games, but Sidney Curry, I expected him to be a little bit more physical than he had, but it's hard to be physical when nobody's passing you the ball. Rick said, wouldn't it be interesting if the NCAA was to hold a little investigation party on the team down the road? I don't care about them. Fabio had something on his right knee. Is he okay? I'll check. I'll ask. It really is. People need to put aside that he was not their choice. And look, I'm glad you brought that up, Michelle. I got to arguing with somebody earlier on Twitter, and I couldn't quite figure out what their deal was. And about 5 tweets in, the person was like, "Oh, don't say our coach. He's your coach. You're the one that picked him. I didn't want him." I was like, there we go. That's what the issue was. So I wasn't a Rick fan. I wasn't a Rick fan either. When I saw him being named the head coach, I was at work in the break room. I was like, heck no. And then I saw what he did for our program. I was like, heck yeah. Never liked Petrino. Okay. Well, I did like Petrino because he was the offensive coordinator here when I was here. And he was really cool to me then, was cool as the coach, had a cool coach to rapport. And he would still be our coach now if his dad hadn't passed away. I truly believe that. A lot of standing still around the 3 while L runs in circles. Hey, L putting it in the bucket though. Mac went through the hardest years. It wasn't the results we didn't, and we gave him an extremely hard time, but we appreciate he was the placeholder. And at the end of the day, we can't really blame him for not being able to get the recruits that we wanted, because they were like, the negative recruiting is so much deeper than I ever expected. Tyler said that. Okay. Fabian, Curry and Willer look lethargic. Curry just needs to post up. I will say this, in both games so far, there has been a substitution of 5 players that they put in for about a 5-minute time frame. And it looks like, y'all may not agree with me, and at this point, I really I don't really care if you agree with me, but it looks like he put them in both games just to evaluate them, because at the end of the day, exhibitions don't count. They are for evaluation purposes, and it looked like he just wanted to see his players get in. First game, wasn't able to overcome putting them in evaluating them. This game, we're lucky enough to go on a run at the end of the game to put these guys away. Any chance Kenny was running these guys like crazy before the exhibition, so they had to fight through fatigue? For sure. I mean, there's a chance. Yoda said JJ played good. He hustled. Yeah, they practiced before the game. He sure did. Rebounding and not getting loose balls was my biggest concern tonight. I agree with the rebounding. I just I saw a lot more fire from them tonight, and I appreciated what I saw. But yeah, that's exactly what a lot of people don't know is that they have been practicing for these exhibition games, and that's just what Kenny's going to have us taking. Y'all just have to have the patience, man. Like even with that, like I still stand beside the point that I've been telling y'all for 4 years now, that just give him some time. He doesn't have he still has players from the former regime on his roster. So he just needed some. Now, I'm not saying he's the answer. I'm not saying that Brian Brown's the answer. Like he's just magically figured out how to coach. I don't know that the players just weren't tired of it. They just like their talent overcome the coaching. I don't know. We'll get to that in a minute, though. I don't want to get off topic. This team looks like they're overthinking instead of just playing basketball. I agree. Kenny is Coach Payne has mentioned a couple of times about how when you're out there, I want to see 4 lane touches, 3 trips to the 3-point line, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. And it looks like they're going through that every time. So maybe once the season starts, that'll kind of just matriculate into a normal looking basketball team. So KP said he was putting them all in to evaluate. Yeah. If y'all just watch the pressers and listen to them, y'all would know y'all would be an expert like Miss Michelle on the topic and just in general. But that's what I got to say about Chaminade. Shawn, since I know you're going to be able to be heard clearly, what were your thoughts? What were the good? Yeah, it may be a long season, but it may not be. Like this team is going to get better every week. That's how I feel. Go ahead, Shawn.
As far as the good goes, it would be Ellis kind of taking over because he's going to have to be our main weapon, I think, offensively. Also, Jalen Withers played a pretty darn good game. He's become a 3-point specialist suddenly, but he's also learning how to use that to his advantage to be able to get to the basket as well with a pump fake and a drive. And then the bad things I noticed were there were quite a few times where rebounding, they would just watch the ball instead of going to find a man to block out. Or if they had him blocked out, they wouldn't jump for the ball. They just wait for the ball to come to them. The guy would come right over the top and take it from him and not go over the back because they didn't jump. He jumped and took it from him. He got a jump. And then defensively, there was quite a few times where guys would get beaten. There was miscommunication, and a guy would get an easy layup or get a jumper. That little point guard drove me nuts because he would drive in, and our bigs would come up to him and then back off of him, and he just hit a little jumper. And I'm like, you gotta make him miss before we worry about rebounding, because then they started worrying about rebounding. So they would come up to him and then back off immediately. He had an open jumper wide open. I'm like, why would you do that? Go ahead, commit to try to either alter it or block it, and let somebody else get the rebound. That was the good and bad that I saw tonight. Was rebounding bad, Ellis and Jalen Withers good.
Joey, what about you?
For me, it's like our bigs or our Sydney and Roosevelt still don't look like, I don't know what the word to put it is, but like fully engaged. Maybe it's an exhibition. They know it's an exhibition, whatever. But they've got to be men down there. They got to play to their size, and so far they're not doing that.
What's up, Uncle Larry? What's up, TJ? What's up, Nate? Nasty Nate. Well, he's not nasty. He's a good Nate, but in the house. Let's go back. I'm not worried, and I'll answer the football. Once we get to football, I'll go back. Actually, let me go ahead and click that on the screen so we'll know which one to go back to. Not worried. Wes says KP asks us to be patient and be with them through the good and the bad. That's what I'm doing. Absolutely. One thing for sure is I'm tired of these peanut head refs with the bad call. Wow. Hunter, why is Higgy doing the podcast in the dark? Does his wife have a strict 9 o'clock lights out policy? No, but we do here on the podcast. Brian says, I'd like to see JJ start just to see how he plays to start a game. Not sure who he'd replace, though. Michelle says, KP just said in the post game that if one player isn't where he needs to be or putting in the effort he needs to, it kills the whole play. I think he was referring to boop, boop. I'm not going to call out names because I know these kids are giving their best. These bigs need to work on setting picks. Yep. JJ Trainer's getting confidence but miserable at the free throw line. Uncle Larry, he will outshoot you 10 times out of 10 from the free throw line. And we'll get back to everybody's comments across the board. Higgy, I would ask you your opinion, but your connection's going in and out. So we need you to get better internet, bro.
I have that fiber internet.
Uh-oh. What?
I said I got that fiber internet.
What?
My dog.
What?
Yeet.
What?
Yeet.
What?
Yeet.
What?
Yeet.
Okay. You know what? Okay. And we're going to address the football comments. Michelle said things have gone way better with Seth since he said he was going to be more engaged in the defense. Michelle, that never happened. They had a players meeting after the Boston College loss, which seemed to bring them closer and work harder for each other.
I don't think Higgy realizes we were doing that because like it actually matched up.
Yeah, it worked for once.
Yeah, like you weren't kung fu-ing us.
Higgy's got that good internet. Yeah, I finally got it too after a year of Joey hogging it and not telling me anything about it. Aaron Walker says they're a great team. I kind of hope the quarterback is out. James Madison scares me. How are we feeling about James Madison? Let's hop to that really quick, though. Before I go any further, let me go to – I was speaking with Miss Lottie earlier. The $8 tickets, there's a promotion going on. That ends tomorrow night. Get your tickets. Just get there. Be in the seats. And support this football team, man. Like they are.
We're both eligible with the win tomorrow night.
Right. They're performing on all syllables. They're firing on all things. So y'all want to know what I think about James,
former president.
James Madison, James Mason.
Dolly's husband.
JAMU is what I call him. JAMU. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying them being a top team just because they hold teams in a weak conference down. I think this will be a drumming if the defense gets the penetration. Shawn will explain that to you later. It has had the last month, and they play the same. Let me go to my stupid takes of the day. Where are they at? Oh, okay.
I think he's right there.
No, it's in the CSZ content group chat where Jeff Nunn and Justin Kruger were trying to convince me that James Madison was not only was James Madison a top team, but their quarterback was the best quarterback we'd played all year. And I told them I was going to get on here and ridicule them. Quincy Riley was named to the Jim Thorpe. I'm still waiting for Shawn to post that story. Jim Thorpe award list. Jay Case, and I told him I was going to expose them. Hartman and James Madison's quarterback are the same level quarterback. No. James Madison's quarterback. First off, this is his 7th year playing college football. He's not the same tier as a Hartman. I told him I thought that he may be the 6th best quarterback we faced all year. And then Jeff was like, the spread opened at 10. It's down to 7.5. And I responded
because our fans are betting on James Madison.
I responded to Jeff simply, well, the spread said Wake wins by 4. And, so that the spread don't really matter to me. I told them I was going to get on here and tell them how stupid their points were. And then Justin Kruger tried to tell me that DJ Ungalele over Will Levis is bold AF.
What he's saying,
DJ is thrown for more yards, more touchdowns, and has thrown 4 less interceptions than Levi's has. So no, that's not bold. A 13-8 touchdown to interception ratio is not good at all. I told them both they could suck it and that I was going to expose them and ridicule them on the show. I feel like I have done that appropriately, and I told them I loved them, but I had to get to the show. But it's ridiculous. No, you're right, Roger. Ellis cannot score 30 and give up 30. I'd like to see 50,000 people there. The players did their thing after we complained. It's time for us to show up. Absolutely. Hunter wants to know, was Huntley Hatfield just overrated in high school, or is it just going to take him some time to develop? Is it more an experience thing, or does he need an attitude adjustment? From everything I've heard, he's a mild-mannered kid. Like, you don't have an attitude problem. It's taken all of them. Like, what y'all may not understand, or y'all do understand, but you just haven't thought about it, is these kids are being put through KP is a conditioning fool. And that's why he's running practices before exhibition games. Fabian. I hit him up last night to see if he knew what was going down. And he was like, no, do you know anything? And I was like, yep, talk to you later. Who's more hated today, McGee or 40? Oh, McGee. Sure. But anyway, these kids it's going to take them. Like I've been telling you all that I believe that by January these kids are going to have they're going to have the chemistry, they're going to have gelled, and this team is going to be a great team. Jay Rhodes says it wasn't pretty, but I saw some really good stuff out there. JJ was working hard. Withers looks like he is getting back to his old self, and Ellis looked solid, ready to see where this team can go. I'll be honest with you. I watched today and I saw flashes of Earl Clark from Jalen Withers. He really is starting to remind me of Earl with being able to take it to the rim when needed, but also stand out there and knock down that 3 ball. So, but anyway, back to James Madison. I think I predicted in the group chat today that we were going to win this one handedly. I think I said, Shawn said 42-10, I think. And I said, isn't that what you said?
Yes.
So I went 48-17 just because I was thinking 42-10, and he stole my guess. All the players said that in those videos they all talked about. Yeah, and if you have not checked out the videos that I did from Media Day, go to our YouTube channel. It's titled 3 Questions. I did one with L. Ellis, JJ Trainer, Jalen Withers, Mike James, and Sidney Curry, and they were all like, we need to listen and not get hyped up by Louisville Live. I love Louisville Live. Kuiper said Levi will be fighting for the first pick of the draft by the time he gets there. I think that's crazy.
Cool, he could be a Raider.
Yeah, Tim Couch was the number 1 pick too, and he wasn't really all that. So I don't see it. Remember how Denny coached after Christmas? Look out. Yeah, no, absolutely, Allie. Good to see you here. No Fabio today. No, I think somebody mentioned he had a brace or something on earlier in the chat, so I'm not really sure why he did, but we'll check that out and find out what was going on as far as that is concerned, and we'll get an update to you. Shawn's got a couple of updates. I think the basketball recap is ready to post, so we'll have everything for y'all here in a little bit or in the morning. Shawn's a beast. We all love Louisville Live, but we have to put it into perspective. Louisville Live, though, that's true, but Louisville Live helped a lot more than a lot of people knew. There were people here that y'all didn't even know were here. And that's all I'll say about that. Steve said it's more important to gel at the right time. Just saying. Absolutely. And I think that that's going to happen. We're going to have to hear all these Sour Patch, Candy dudes complain about Kenny's not winning games. What's his record? He's 2-2. Okay. You're just going to have to swim through the negativity. You're going to have to put up with all the little boo-boos. Oh, boo-boo. Oh, boo-boo. Out there on Twitter. Just be patient. Absolutely. That's what I said, Michelle. Just need to be patient, and we will get like this. I don't like to use the Vance Bedford, but because it's a different sport. But I like Vance, and we just got to get on the train. The train has to get rolling, and once it gets rolling, you all got to watch out because we got something special going on here. And for those of you all that don't like Kenny, You will. Those of you all that complain about every little thing he does, you'll stop, because this guy's about to bring in he's about to change the culture. He's about to bring in a class that y'all are going to finally, even the haters are going to be like, oh, that's a nice class.
I seen somebody like after the Lenore, whatever, I can't.
Bless you.
Whatever it was upset at Coach Payne because he was smiling after the game when he shook
his friend's hand
and congratulated him. Like he was supposed to be like scowled on his face and just like shake and walk. Like, I mean, that's his lifelong friend. He's congratulating me. He's happy for him. Like he told him, don't beat us too bad. Like he even said it before the game. I told him when let's play, don't beat us too bad.
Well, I don't think he should have said that. But the thing is that
I don't think he was foreshadowing. I think he was facetious, but
get on the train. Get on the train.
The pain train.
It's the pain train for a reason. Look, here's what we're going to have to do, you all, as Card Nation, as a community. We're going to have to just acknowledge the fact that we're going to have some sour pusses that tweet all the time. We just cannot get sucked into arguing with them. We'll convene every Thursday night to talk good about the Cardinals and to be positive. And we're not above criticizing the staff and the players and stuff. I don't really like to call out players by names because, first off, I interview them, and I have a good rapport with them. But like, I feel like, how big is the deal is it that AJ is now playing with Miranda? Maybe nothing. I thought it was a big deal, but if we, I'll talk more about it next week because I want to get more clarification on it. But I don't think it's a big deal at all. I think it'll be nice if we end up getting both of them for them to be playing together. But I do feel like there may be somebody out there that's better than AJ that might end up on the roster, and that's all I'll say. Michelle, I don't know. I'm here for all the smoke. You're one of the big. You know what? You're one of the ones that argue the most. Continue it if you can handle it, but we just have to, we've got to be patient, and we've also got to just realize there's going to be some idiots out there that just don't want to be happy about anything, and they just want to be miserable. So, Joey, I went way too long. I apologize. What are your thoughts on James Madison this weekend? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think the fact I didn't read the part I wanted to out of they're on a 2-game losing streak. I heard, well, the quarterback got hurt last week. Well, he didn't get hurt the week before. They barely beat App State. They played Norfolk State, Bergen State, not you, Shawn. State. I think they played State of Louisville, and they won. State of Louisville beat them. I'm just not sold. What about you?
Well, what I am sold on is our front seven on defense. And if they continue to play at the level that they're playing, watch out everybody that we got left on the schedule. James Madison, NC State, down the road, even Clemson. Watch out.
I want to believe that.
If they continue to play to the levels and here's the thing. Our secondary is starting to raise their game a little bit. I mean, they still got some ways to go, but here's what I look for. James Madison, we're gonna force at least 4 turnovers. We'll probably score. I'm calling it right now. We're gonna get another defensive touchdown in this game. It's either gonna be another pick 6 or a scoop and score. But I'm saying 41-10. Actually, no, I'm saying 41-6.
So
I think we end up with 4 turnovers, probably about 6 sacks.
What I thought I saw Kelly Dickey tweet out the other day was that this was the first time since 1985 that we have recorded 2 straight defensive touchdowns in 2 straight games, and that we had not. I could be wrong on that, but I think he said we'd never done it in 3 straight games.
Well, get ready.
Hit that like button, people. Michelle says, you'd be proud of me. I had a cute kumbaya moment with our friend today. Nope. I don't think you need to be making friends with people that throw rocks at our glass houses. I like the dude, but he's one of the Sour Patch Kids. Are there any recruits that are more interested after the ruling that we thought we had lost out on? Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not DJ Wagner. Brian Fabian says UK fans and most media, some local, are big mad about the. Yeah, those are the ones that didn't want Kenny Payne to succeed. Absolutely. Roderick says, Jeremy, I see how KP is trying to play, but he needs some different type players. Well, yes, but this is what he was. This is what he had when he got here, and the guys that y'all wanted him to get: Imani, gun charge; Dior Johnson, gun charge. Like, they wouldn't be on the team right now if he had got him, and then we wouldn't have Fabio. We wouldn't have.
What if they had got work release? Could they left for practice?
Will you stop? I don't know.
Playing with the ankle bracelet on.
A little hot in here. Again, Fabian said, hit the like button, people. I agree with them. Hit the like button. Use all those things underneath me. It is what it is. And follow us on the stuff that's underneath Joey's humongous banner over there, his UofL banner. But I just I think he's doing the best with what he has, and I think by the end of the year we'll have a different opinion of this team. And if we end this year and it's not a good season, okay. Like, did it end your life, Joey? No. Shawn, did it end your life?
Not that I know of.
Higgy, did it end your dinner? No. So
Higgy's gonna eat dinner either way.
Absolutely. Players gotta play. Oh, by the way, did y'all Higgy? They're building 2 Jack in the Boxes up here in Louisville. Yeah. Yeah, don't ever look at me like that again. One of them's going to be on the site of the old Steak and Shake by Showcase Cinemas, the old Showcase Cinemas, and they're putting one on Dixie Highway.
Very nice.
Yeah, I knew you'd appreciate that. I had to bring my food facts.
Where at on Dixie?
I forgot.
But when you get a Whataburger, let me know.
Man, shut your fat up. I'm just kidding. Let me go back here. Oh, no, I didn't want those. A lot of people did. A lot of people are like, and when I say a lot of people, I mean the boo-boo Sour Patch Kids. Oh, Kenny missed on these players. He didn't get Imani. He didn't get Dior. He didn't get Ramey. And yeah, all of them have had issues. And KP wants them to get their money, but he wants them to earn it. Like, he's not going to do this. Hey, oh, you want to come to Louisville? Okay, 3.2 over 1 year? Sure. No, he's not going to do that. Ever. Reed needs to settle down. He looks scared to death out there. Well, he's a freshman, so he's going to look scared out there. Brian, is Reed's a part of the group of guys that can't practice for 10 days? Reese.
Does he mean Reed?
I don't, Brian, you're going to have to be a little bit more.
I can't see the.
No, Reese Gaines. Reese Gaines, the punishment they can't, or the managers or whatever.
Oh, if it's student managers, then no, he's not part of that group. Allie says if the defensive front 7 stays healthy and keeps playing as a team, we can win out or 3 out of the last 4. Is realistic. If they play undisciplined, yeah, we can for sure lose all 4. But I've finally seen some consistency. I've finally seen that killer attitude that I've been waiting for and wanting to see. So I am. I don't think we regress. I actually think we beat the piss out of James Madison, and it sets up for a nice ranked Louisville team versus Clemson, because you know they're going to try to give Clemson. They don't have a win over a ranked team yet this year.
Wake
so
Forest.
They'll try to.
Or no, hold on. Wake Forest played Clemson already, didn't they?
Who was it they were talking about? Maybe it wasn't Clemson. There was somebody they were complaining about that was in the top 6. I thought it was Clemson. Maybe not. Is Wake Forest ranked now?
Yeah, they dropped to like 19.
Okay. Well, I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, Hunter says it's funny UK fans relate us getting off light with the punishment from the NCAA to a fantastic TV series with a disappointing ending. Strebel said it was like watching Lost. Great lead up that goes nowhere in the end. What a bunch of losers. The tide is starting to turn back. I love Whataburger. I'll just be honest with you, Allie. I love Whataburger. Kevin, it just means we can't get in trouble the next 2 years. Don't ever look at me like that again. I was extremely uncomfortable.
The heck?
Aaron.
Talk about Higgy going.
Oh yeah.
We were all uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Don't ever.
His monitor was uncomfortable.
Well, you tried to suck the screen off the monitor.
Was
Jeff
the
left.
ketchup on it?
Says at the end of the day, we took a step forward. That's all we can ask for. Still not a finished product. Amen. I think we take for granted how young Rhea and Fabio are. Bingo. Game day in Clemson with the win next Saturday. I don't know. What is this deal with the
they were laughing at us last week.
2024 point guard in the $1 million from Syracuse? Oh, Elliot Cadeau. Is that who you're talking about? Yeah. I mean, we may not get him because he's shopping himself around, telling each team he's getting more. Apparently, maybe it was Michigan. I don't know. I thought somebody said that.
Yeah, I don't think
TCU.
TCU's beat some teams.
They were saying TCU was getting brand biased because there was a team in the top 4 that did not have one victory versus a top 25 team.
It's got to be Michigan. They haven't played Penn State.
Michigan has one, Devin said. Cody, I think the bigs just need to get used to the spacing. That's true. You don't want to clog the lanes
Clemson. Clemson's, because Wake Forest is not top 10 now.
No, they said there was somebody in the top 4 that did not have a top 25 win.
Alabama.
Wake Forest dropped to about 23rd. Yeah, they're still there. Matt, what's good? Yeah, Jeff, I figured it out. Sorry about that, buddy. Reese Gaines, no, he's not in that group as far as I know. Alabama. They're saying Alabama doesn't have a top 25
Texas
victory.
Is still ranked, right? They beat Texas.
I don't know if they're ranked or not.
I'm about to look.
Joey's about to figure this all out. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm not buying it on James Madison. Shawn, what about you?
Well, obviously my score would indicate that I do not buy James Madison beating us because I don't think that if the team that let's put it this way, if the team that's been showing up the last 3 weeks shows up, they ain't got a snowball's chance in hell.
We beat the bye week too, so you say the last 4 weeks. You son
last
of a
4
gun.
weeks, yeah, because we beat
Alabama.
we
Just beat
marked the bye week.
Mississippi State. They just like last week beat Mississippi State, which is ranked now this week 24th.
Texas
How's
isn't
Mississippi
ranked
State
anymore.
ranked?
Texas isn't, huh? What'd you say, Shawn?
How's Mississippi State ranked? They sucked most of the year.
Hunter wanted money too, and Texas paid it.
Oh, they're talking about that point guard from Iowa State.
Yeah, I remember him, and I
know they're not ranked now. That's what we're talking about. Something.
Don't see why everyone likes UK or how they've been ranked. What do they showcase? They're almost not ranked.
24th in the CFP.
They're about to get knocked out of the Alabama.
I don't understand.
Alabama did have some top 25 wins, but apparently those teams aren't in the top 25 any longer.
UK is not ranked in either the coaches or the AP poll, but they're ranked 24th in the college football playoff poll. That makes 0 sense. UCF is ranked 25th in the.
I know we got us another ranked victory. We got 2 ranked victories with UCF and Wake Forest.
Well, we got NC State coming up. They're ranked number 20.
They probably won't be ranked by the time we play them.
May not be.
Pittsburgh was ranked at one point in the season. Florida State was ranked. I count them all. And Kentucky won't be ranked by the time we play them either. And that FPI,
we'll count that.
That FPI is dangerously close. It's like 49.2 to 50.8. It's turning the tide towards us. I think put on a good show Saturday and we'll jump UCF. I think so. I think there's a chance, and especially you've seen this with Alabama and Clemson in the past. Anytime there's a team between 35 and 25 that puts on a good showing and they've got a top 5 team the next week, it's some sort of rankings bias and they push them up. So I can see us being ranked if we handle our business versus James Madison, aka Tecmo Bowl U.
They'll want it to be a 25th ranked Louisville team versus Clemson.
So that way, if Clemson loses, they'll be like, well, they were ranked. Try to justify it. So let's see. I think JJ is going to take some minutes from Wheeler. I'm not sure Wheeler's going to have a whole lot of minutes. He still looks just as lost this season as he did last season. If that happens, probably get game day at Clemson. Maybe so. That I know that means a lot to some people. That really don't mean anything to me. How the heck is LSU ranked 10th? I have no idea. Didn't Florida State beat them at the beginning of the year?
They may have, but they just they just had like two big.
Oh yeah, they beat Auburn and they beat somebody else that was. So I don't know about that, but all right, Shawn, I cut you off. But James Madison, go ahead.
So yeah, as long as the team that played the last 4 weeks, beating the bye week, as long as that team shows up, James Madison don't stand a chance. I don't care how good their quarterbacks played all year, their defense stopping the running game. It ain't gonna matter. It's just a matter of does that team show up, or do we have? Because this is a classic trap game. You just had a top 10 win, and you're going to go on the road next week to face a top 5 or top 4 Clemson team that's in the playoff right now. That's where you get those trap games, and that's the only thing that worries me. They come out kind of flat. However, I also think that even if they came out flat, I think they would be able to recover and still end up winning a game pretty handily.
It was Ole Miss was the other team that they just beat.
Yeah, they were ranked 25th against Alabama and lost. Then they won, and then they beat Florida. Then they beat the crap out of Ole Miss, and it jumped them all the way from unranked to 10th or 11th.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Matt
must be playing somebody here soon.
Matt says recruits love that bleep. The college game day. Ole Miss. Rick says, I think this is the year we beat Clemson. What? Oh,
they lost to Tennessee, beat Florida, beat Ole Miss. Guess who they play next?
Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why they do it. They do that on purpose especially for the SEC and the Big Ten.
I really feel like the SEC just gets ranked for being in that conference and has a winning record to bump the 2 good teams that they have. I would never disagree with you on that. Hunter says that we keep playing that aggressive lights out defense. Do you think we can go to? We're beating Kentucky this year. That's all I'm going to say. It's like Lucy pulling the football from Charlie Brown every time I get my hopes up. I think we beat them unless we see a severe regression over the next 3 weeks. Ask me. That's the best thing that somebody in radio or podcasting can say. Ask me again in 3 weeks, and I'll tell you something different.
The sad thing about that is, say we go 3-1 the last 4, right? So it puts us at 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
Means we're like 6 points away from being 10-2. The Florida State and the Boston College game. I mean, that's crazy.
We should have 1 loss, right?
That's crazy to think about.
Cardinal says, I need the football team to take care of business and don't get the big head. Now, trust me, I'm going to be on the phone with Monty Montgomery all week to make sure that that does not happen. Matt said, heck, even Sat mentioned this would usually be a game that we played a bunch of guys that don't get a lot of snaps, but it's not the case with JMU. I think that's just coach speak, man. I just don't see, and y'all can say, I told you so and whatever after the game if something bad happens. I just don't see it. I think our talent level is just too much for them. You're trying to tell me you think their offensive line's better than Wake's, which Wake's is one of the best in the conference. No, it's not.
Wake's is one of the best in the country.
Right. Same reason why I'm not sure I'm ready to call the Clemson game the first time we beat them, because their O-line's probably the best in the country. It's for viewership. And I know what the game day is for. Matt says UK looks shook right now. I don't know. I know a lot of y'all like to watch their games and stuff and hope they lose. They're not my team. I won't support them. I won't give them a rating point. I will not watch their games for anything.
I watched the one last week because it was Tennessee. I wanted to see how good Tennessee was.
Oh, I watched the Tennessee game. Were they playing Kentucky? I didn't know.
I think.
Bond says Kentucky is just Iowa with the trash talking tight ends coach. Fair enough. Fair enough. Higgy, if we can get you to say enough cohesive, audible words in a row without you cutting out on us, what are your thoughts on James Madison? I love when you give your thoughts because they're normally the absolute opposite of what's going to happen. So I cannot wait to ridicule you immensely.
I was going to say, I predicted this week as a victory of 42-21. I do think James Madison's quarterback is good. I don't think he is to the level of Samuel Hartman or anything like that. But I do think our defense has improved a lot. I can't wait to see how they face against this JMU quarterback.
Did Sam Hartman become Irish in the middle of your sentence?
Samuel.
Sammo Hartman.
Samuel.
Hey.
Did you just get done watching Game of Thrones or something?
No, I've already caught up on all my Game of Thrones.
Are you done with it?
Yes.
Are you
Well-
watching the new one?
Yes.
Well, I don't think they're going to score 21 points on it. If they do, then our defense is not as good as we thought they were. Anthony says the way our front seven is playing, we should exploit their offensive line. Absolutely, they should be running for their life like Florida State was in the second half. Now, hopefully they don't have an 8-foot. Hopefully they don't have an 8-foot wide receiver like Florida State does, where the guy can just run around, flick it up in the corner.
Well, I mean,
and the guy catch it.
Even if Samuel Hartman would have had that 7-foot receiver, he wasn't going to be able to get the ball that way. He was getting rushed out of the pot. I mean, he was shook.
Look, I was talking to Court last week, and he predicted that we were going to win this game versus Wake Forest big time.
42 to whatever.
He said 42 to 42 to
right.
21. No,
I thought he said 42 and we won 40.
It was 48 to 14. We went right.
No, they scored at 21.
48-21.
Yeah, they got that garbage touchdown like a minute to go.
Right. So he said regardless, he predicted that
you were wrong.
He predicted that we were going to win that game handedly, and we did. He's worried about James Madison, but I think he's probably just having some sort of like what's the no.
Just in his feelings.
No, when you can't poop. Constipated. I think he's just a little. His opinion on James Madison is just a little constipated.
Coach speak.
I'm going to get him some Dulcolax for Christmas. Look for our running backs to have a good game. Yeah, I think so. Brian says the team to the east has a built-in excuse. They played Georgia the week before us. Yeah, I mean,
I don't care.
Listen.
Yo.
Listen. Let's equate this in wrestling terms. No, I'm never going to do that, Joey. If I'm fighting Roman Reigns for the championship next week,
all you need is one lucky punch.
And you send me Sheamus the week before, that's going to weaken me for Roman Reigns. Same relation.
Schedule Georgia for the week before us.
So they're facing Roman Reigns and then getting Sheamus the next week. So
they're getting Riddle.
Uncle Larry says Cards 36, JMU 21, night gang. Uncle Larry, have a good night's sleep, and then when you wake up, reevaluate your life because they're not scoring 21 on us. Also, some of their alignment. The quarterback may not even play. Tylan Evans changes our offense. Yeah. Absolutely. Matt Owen says they really didn't target him until Travis went out. They didn't, Matt. And the only reason they targeted him is because that dude was running for his freaking life and just flicking it up in the air. Anthony says, I like the way our defense is takeaways. The defense forced the turnovers, and it just wasn't given to them. Facts. Oh, I don't care at all. I'm just preparing for all the mess I'm going to hear. That's absolutely fair. So, man, Higgy, you had some. I liked your points. I mean, you were wrong about your outcome, but I liked your points a little bit there. Rapid fire, and I love to read these because Higgy sends them to me, and I don't fix the errors in them, and it's amazing. Number 9 soccer fell 2-1 to Virginia Tech in the first round of the ACC tournament. A weight draw for NCAA tournament. Number 8 field hockey, Dell to number 5 Virginia, 1-0 in the ACC tournament. Now awaiting NCAA tournament draw. Number 5 volleyball hosts NC State tomorrow night. Men's tennis competes at the ETA Fall Championships.
ETA what?
And men's cross country finished 12th and the women's 15th in the cross country ACC cross country championships last week.
Wait. Men's cross country?
Men's cross country fell in the women's cross country?
No, men's cross country finished 12th and the women's finished 15th.
Okay, it was it ran together. It, like I thought the same thing. I'm like, hold on.
I mean, I wanted to read it like Higgy wrote it. So
Caitlyn Jenner called that one?
Sure she did.
Sure. Like
Whataburger.
Oh, I feel like I'm watching some kind of Bin Laden message from a cave in the Middle East with Higgy set up right now. He's not Osama Bin Laden. He is Higgy been eating too dang much. He's not from the Middle East. He's from the Middle Feast.
Well, I'm trying to hide the snacks over here.
Osama bin Laden.
Okay, Allie says the outlaw sports bras. Higgy, maybe you need to put one on. Is what she's saying. Stay up and jump in the midnight show, fellas. Look, I would love to, and I may say hi. You know how much I love Marcus and Steve. Joey works third shift, and it's his night off, so he's gonna be asleep. And yeah, I might jump in for a few minutes.
No, you won't.
No, I'll be asleep. But let's go ahead and close the show up. Shout out to all of our fine sponsors: Fitness Market, Shack in the Back, Four Pegs, Derby City Lawn and Landscaping, and we're working on more. If you would like to sponsor the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, give me a shout at Jeremy_CSZ on Twitter. Sorry. Pardon me. If you're on Facebook, it's just Jeremy Wallman. It's very, very simple. But get a hold of me. We'll take care of you. We got some exciting stuff coming up in the new year. Can't wait to tell you all about. Social media is underneath Joey's humongous banner, UofL banner. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Card Sports Zone, Facebook Cardinal Sports Zone, Twitch and YouTube Cardinal Sports Zone, one words. Absolutely. Don't forget to vote. Good night. My last words, as always, appreciate you guys. We appreciate y'all too. That's why we do this. We love y'all. Y'all have to stay on until the end of the show, though, or we don't get credit. I'm just kidding. You can find us on all the podcast avenues: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, and iHeart. Hit subscribe, hit follow, hit stalk, hit replenish your cabinet, whatever it is Higgy does. Do it now. If you haven't listened to all the episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, go back, check them all out. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all began. Hit the podcast tab. It'll drop down to CSZ Podcast. You can listen to them all there. Shout out to everybody out there that's sharing the podcast. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Check out Marcus and Steve every day from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 The Ville, doing the Lord's work, battling all the morons throughout the day. I just don't have the patience to deal with that. Let's see what I accidentally reset my screen. Any last words? Joey, we'll let you go first with the last words.
Just keep supporting the team. Get out there this weekend if you can. Pack the house. And Maryland's trash.
The state, not the program, not the
University
state.
of Maryland is trash. I have a shirt to prove it.
That's fair. You do. You do.
Sean's a Virgo. He has a shirt to prove it. And
Higgy don't have his shirt because he ain't been to town since I made him.
Go Cards. Going to try to get to the tailgate if I can. I don't think it starts till noon, so probably won't be able to make it out this time. I don't know. When's the pay-per-view start? 1?
Noon. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe be able to ride out for an hour or so.
We'll see.
In between, but going to try to make it out there because we're now 2-1 when we attend the tailgates.
Well, we got to stack these wins up. We got to pad these stats.
So, and I'm a creature of habit. So, as long as we're winning, I like to keep doing the same things. So, I got a picture of what I wore last week. I will be wearing the same thing Saturday.
I forgot what I was wearing last week.
I think you had that on right there.
No, I didn't.
You had your 55 shirt on. Your
the other one. I had the other one on.
Okay, but anyway, go.
Shawn.
First, I'd like to send a shout out to my niece, who is currently dealing with COVID. So hopefully she'll be better soon. Other than that, let's murk James Madison. He was a terrible president anyways. I don't care if he's the father of the Constitution or not. And don't worry about the men's basketball team. I think they'll be fine in the long run. It'll be a little rough in the beginning, but I think this could still be a tournament team. I know it doesn't seem that way now, but I see talent that once they get going, they can get growing.
Growing. Hey, if you can get it going and growing, bro, you won't be.
He made his titty shake.
What the hell?
He made Iggy's booby shake. Rick says, have a great weekend, guys. Be safe. Dwayne Cross says, what's good, Card family? Just got home from the game. Need work, but I think we'll be better as the games go by. I agree with you. Shawn, Joey has put a banner up in your honor. Higgy, what about you, buddy? What are your last words, thoughts, prayers, snacks, preferences, all that stuff?
I was just gonna say, let the cake bake, and let's go Cards.
I knew it was gonna have some to do with some food over there. Just real easy to do that. This is normally the point where Yoda tells me to hit the outro music, but apparently he's not doing his job tonight, so he may be fired from the podcast. But look, shout out to Steve again. Shout out to Steve and Marcus. Their show will be on, or Marcus will have a late night show after this. We appreciate you all tuning in to ours. I have no last words. I just want to thank y'all again for the support. We love you all, and until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, and you will see podcasts and other stories pop up after we get done with the show because Shawn at least has to write up the podcast post. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, and we are the ones. Absolutely. Hunter says, let the cake bake. Thanks, Higgy. That's freaking genius. A hungry mother. Later, Dawn. Card Dawn.